Hey there everyone, hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to my crafting world. My name is Anna. So today I wanted to share with you my version of a chip bag. And excuse me, for this chip bag, I'm gonna show you several different sizes, but my thing is that I'm going to show you how to make it with the paper crimper, which is what is normally used for the chip bag. And then I'm going to show you how to make one without a crimper if you do not have a paper crimper. Someone asked me for a tutorial and I thought, well, what if they don't have a paper crimper? Let me try to figure something out. So I'm going to show you what I came up with. So traditional chip bag, all I did was cut my square dies from We Are Memory Keepers. So I used that to cut the middle part, and then I just used a wrapping, a plastic wrapping from the ones that we get with our merchandise in it. And that's all I did for the plastic piece in the front to create the window. And this is just something I threw in there so that we could have something to look at besides nothing. And I just did a little embellishment. Thank you, Ophelia. This was on a package that she sent me, and I used it for this. I just put a tiny amount of glue in the back so I can take it off once I'm finished. But yeah, so as you can see, I think you can see that's not any better, but you can see the little ripples from the paper crimper. So that one is sealed, this is sealed, and on the inside it's double-sided paper, so you can see the pattern on the inside. And this obviously works better with paper versus cardstock, the heavy cardstock, just because it'll be a little harder with the cardstock to bend the edges without actually creasing them. So you can, let me see, you can see a little bit of creasing right there, and that comes from the you know what, guys, this weekend I was told that I stutter when I talk on video, and I was told, when you're talking to me in person you don't stutter at all. I said, well, because I'm trying to remember the correct words for everything. But anyway, so so that little crease comes from the die cut machine because this paper is too wide. Let me get my plates. Okay, so when I'm going to put a paper that is larger like this one, I had to put it in, I don't remember what way I put it in. Oh, this way. But I mean, as you can imagine, the paper is too wide, so all I did was wrap the paper around the plate and then put my die cut on the top and passed it through. And yeah, you get a little bit of creasing, but that allows you a bigger bag. So honestly, you can make a good size. This is a good size. Let me see what size this is. This is a good size bag. This one measures 5.5 inches by 7. So yeah, it was a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and the 12 inch is what goes does the wraparound. That's the long side, and the 5 inch is the let me see, was that right? 7 inches the how tall it is, and 5.5 is how wide it is. Anyway, so if you wrap it, yeah, you're going to get a little bit of creasing, and the trick to it looking like a chip bag is that your ends are not creased, or they're not flat. That's what makes it look more like a chip bag. And of course the crimped edges. Okay, so let me show you what I did to make my bag. Okay guys, so all I did was cut a piece of paper. It is double-sided. It is 6 tall, 10 inches wide, and all I did was use some of my Sizzix framelets. This one comes in different sizes, so I used this size right here. No, I'm sorry, I used the biggest one, this one right here. So I used that size to cut the center hole. Now like I said, you can use any you know, shape that you have. It's of course your preference. Now what I need to do next is I am going to cover this. What do I want for the front? Do I want this in the front? Or do I want this in the front? Oh, they're both pretty. Okay, so I am going to use this as my front. So I'm going to glue my plastic piece of paper, plastic, the piece of plastic that I just cut to cover, to make the, you know, the window. So for that, all I did was use my ATG. And if you're going to use a die cut that has a shape, you need to make sure you get around that shape so that your plastic sticks down. And I know I went out of frame there, but I'm trying not to lift the gun here. Okay. I think I went all the way around. Yep, all the way around. And then you just take your, and this is kind of hard to see because it is plastic, so you might see my big old head. Okay, I think that's down. Yep, that's down. And I make sure that there's nothing sticky around it. And burnish it really well so that it doesn't separate when you assemble your bag. So I burnish it really well, and you can tell when it's burnished well. You can see that it looks kind of transparent. Okay, so with the light I can see that it's burnished well. I don't know. See, yeah, you can see a little bit. So the next thing you have to do, I'm going to cut this just a little bit from up here because I don't want it to get in the way of that tape that I'm going to put on the top. Okay, so yeah, that's good enough for me. So now the next thing I need to do is I need to make the actual bag. So, and remember I said you can make any size. So I need to make sure that I tape that down really well from the back, the bottom, and the top. So what I'm going to do is on the top, which one's my top? How do these go, guys? This way? The design goes that way? Yeah, I think that's the top. Okay, so anyway, I guess right now at this point it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my tape runner for the side and the bottom. You leave one edge undone. And then the top, I'm going to use my tear tape. So let me do the tear tape first, all along the top. And just make sure you don't go over the edge. If you do, just clean it up. Here it is. Just clean it up so that it's not sticky. Okay. And give that a good burnish. Like I said, I don't like anything to come up. Okay, now for the rest of it, all I do is use my gun, or ATG, I shouldn't say that word. ATG. Okay, so since this is the end that has no tape, you know that's the flap that has to go first. Okay, so I'm going to bring it, don't push down, because, or if you do tear, you know, the two-sided tape, it doesn't matter if you press all the way down, but I don't like to waste that tape, so I don't, I use the other one. It's less expensive. Okay, so center it the best that you can. Okay. Okay, so that is down, and then you turn it over and make sure your window is in the center, and then you press down on the side that has the tape. Oh, that's not centered. Okay. And it's hard to see, guys, just because I'm normally really close to my projects. Okay, so I did go off kilter a little bit, but I'm just gonna trim that off. Okay, so that's good. Now all I need to do is I need to take off that tape, and well, I would need to fill it first. You know, I didn't get anything to put in there, but I would need to fill it, and then you would do your tape on the top. Once they were both sealed, you'd get your paper, your crimper, and line it up a little bit, and then squeeze the handle, make sure it's in there, squeeze the handle, and then give it a few turns. Crimp it a few times, that way the crimp is on there very visible. Okay, so that's the way you would get your chip seal at the end. Okay, so for this one I'm not gonna put anything in it because I'm gonna show you how to do it without the crimper. So what I'm gonna do first is I will remove this tape. I'm going to remove the tape, and I'm going to, let's pretend something's in there already. I'm going to seal that, trying to keep your edges straight without actually creasing it. Okay, so what you're going to do if you don't have a crimper is you're going to take your scoreboard. Let me move this stuff out of the way. You're going to take your scoreboard, and instead of putting it up against the top, put it up against the side. Sorry about that. Put it up against the side, and take your, you know, score tool, and then score on that very first line. Score pretty good, a couple times, and then skip the next one, go to the third one, and score. And it's up to you how far down you want to go. This is probably as far as I will go. And then you flip it over so you see your score lines there. So you put it up against the edge again, and you know you did the first one, so skip the first one, go to the second one, and put your score mark. And then you know you did the next one, so skip that one and go to the next one. There you go, guys. There is your, hopefully you can see that. There you go. That is your chip bag. This is the crimped one. This is the one with the scoreboard. Okay, I think both look pretty darn good. And then you put a little, you know, you put a little embellishment on there. Thank you, Ophelia. Put a little bit embellishment on there, and you are good to go. Look at that. How cute is that? And remember, I said you can do all kinds of sizes. This is the first one that I showed you. I did make other ones. You can make, and again, I didn't put anything in these because I wasn't going to send them off, but there is another one, a small one. These are made with the crimper. This is another one. Just put a flower in there so you could see. And then I put some jewels in this one. How cute would this be for your partner to get, for your swap partner to get? Oh my goodness, I just thought that was so cute. I may just send this one off like that. Put a little embellishment on there and send it off. But yep, that is how easy it is without a paper crimper. Guys, hope you learned a little something, and I hope I encouraged you to try something new. Y'all have a great day. Thanks.